He built and ran the financial backbone of organized crime in America for over 50 years. He was never convicted of a major crime. He died at 80 of natural causes, a free man. Meyer Lansky was born in 1902 in a small town in what is now Belarus. In 1911, his family immigrated to New York, settling on the Lower East Side. He was small, quiet, and sharp with numbers in a world run by men who solved problems with violence. During Prohibition, he formed the Bugs and Meyer gang, alongside a young, volatile partner named Bugsy Siegel. Bootlegging built his early fortune. But even then, Lansky wasn't the one people remembered. He wasn't the face. He was the man in the background, making the numbers work. In the early 1930s, alongside Lucky Luciano, Lansky helped organize dozens of independent, warring criminal factions into something structured, a network the press would later call the National Crime Syndicate. While others fought over territory, Lansky built the system that let the money move. After Prohibition ended, he shifted into gambling, legal and illegal, expanding operations across the country and eventually into Cuba, where a friendly relationship with the government let him open hotels and casinos that generated millions. He helped fund the earliest days of Las Vegas, backing Siegel's construction of the Flamingo Hotel. He became known as the mob's accountant. Money moved through his hands by the hundreds of millions. He laundered it through offshore accounts, shell companies, and casinos, so cleanly that even federal investigators struggled to trace where it actually went. And here is the detail that separates Lansky from almost every criminal figure of his era. He kept meticulous financial records, the kind of precision his entire operation depended on. But he was disciplined enough to never let those records become evidence. Nothing traceable. Nothing that could be used against him in court. For decades, law enforcement knew exactly who he was, and almost nothing they could prove. In 1953, he was finally convicted. Not of racketeering, not of murder, not of the empire he'd built. A minor illegal gambling charge. He served 24 days. That is the only significant prison time he ever served in a criminal career, spanning over 50 years. In 1970, facing a new round of federal pressure, Lansky fled to Israel, attempting to claim citizenship and avoid indictment entirely. He was eventually forced to return to the United States. By then, his health was failing. The charges against him were dropped. Meyer Lansky died in Miami in 1983. Lung cancer, 80 years old. A free man in his own bed, having outlived nearly every partner and rival who once stood beside him. Here is why I'm telling you this story. Every other man on this channel fell, because he stepped into the light at the wrong moment. Lansky never stepped into it at all. He understood something most men never learn. Visibility is not the same thing as power. In fact, visibility is usually what ends it. While others wanted their names known, their faces recognized, their success seen and admired, Lansky wanted none of that. He wanted the machine to run. He wanted the money to move. He didn't need credit. He needed control. This is the code very few young men are willing to accept, because it offers no applause. Build the thing that works. Protect it with discipline nobody sees. Let your results speak in rooms you're not even in. The men who need everyone to know what they've built are usually the same men who lose it. The ones who protect it in silence are the ones still standing decades later. The code is simple. Power that needs an audience is fragile. Power that operates in silence is what actually lasts. That is the unwritten code. This is a Work App Performance production. If this hit different, subscribe. Every week we break down the mindset, strategy, and discipline of the world's most calculated minds and translate it into principles for the man who is ready to build something real. No fluff, no shortcuts, just code. Welcome to Unwritten Code.